Alright, welcome back to the OlimoLeague. We're still in the first best of 3 of the day, but we've had a very interesting first best of 3 to say the least. Spawning here in the top right corner of the map, it's going to be the purple Zerg player. He likes his banelings. It's true.
The bottom left as the red Terran, it's Spear.
I really don't know what to make of that game, because on one hand, like, let's assume for a moment that True was, say, trolling. It takes some hardcore balls to troll another Korean Grandmaster player. Especially one that is harassing you with Hellions, relentlessly gets drops, a tank push. I mean, it's not like Spear played that game poorly and True said, like, how could I just screw with this guy? Like, Spear actually played that game fairly well, and then True still went with the Bane drops. So it's hard for me to say that that was a game of trolling. I think it kind of ended up being like that at the end. But that was some really cool tactics, and I really wish that it had worked better.
Yeah. I'm not so sure that it was trolling. By the way, we have like a gas pool opener for True, so that's interesting. But it's possible, like, Korean Grandmaster is leagues above NA like Grandmaster. Let's just throw that out there, right? Like, that's fact, right? But it's still like a whole, like, you know, GM versus pro. You can be top 200, but you could still not be anywhere near a pro gamer. As sad as that is, or awesome as it is, I guess. Depends how you look at it. So, like, you know, like, yeah, Don, are you facing a Masters playing with chopsticks and he still won? Like, these guys are pretty good, so maybe. But I'm still more impressed by the fact that Spear is on the Alive clan than if he's in GM.
Yeah, this really does seem to be like the exclusive clan for some of the really, like, the best players.
I know Solar's on it. Alive is on it, right? Like, it is Alive. I think so.
Well, I don't know. Is he still? Because I mean, we haven't actually seen him since he joined StarTale. I don't know if he's got like a different clan tag now or something.
I don't know, but I definitely know Solar's still on it because he was in the chat. So he's obviously very good. But the speed opener is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be a surprise. The Reaper is not scouting in the main base right now, probably thinking everything is normal and okay, which means that the speed's really going to be a surprise. I mean, like, it's going to finish in about 65 seconds, so when you consider that usually I've set the 6-minute point, you're like, okay, I should get out of here. It's not going to be the 5-10 point, so that Reaper's probably going to die, and he probably won't have a wall off. I don't know what True's actually planning on doing with this, but if it was a Ling attack, it would get through.
Yeah, it's that's like a Terran's worst nightmare. I don't think anyone likes having to make, say, like a 6-minute wall, especially not Maru, right? But it's hard to really predict something like this coming so quick.
Yeah, maybe not as early as I expected.
It's still much earlier than what would be standard, though.
Yeah, it was an interesting opener that it's interesting because he's not doing anything with it, right? He's just droning.
Well, this still might be the inject that you cut the drones for and start going with. It's going to be really important whether we see drones in the production tab next or whether it's Lings to determine which direction he wants to take his aggression, if any.
Spine Crawler usually, you know, says that I'm going to be defensive, but that could just be because he's afraid the Hellions will not return home, but rather will try and dive in. We see that happen a few times, and if he's a Spine Crawler, at least he'll cut the drone losses while hopefully doing his own SCV kills.
Yeah, this is a pretty large Ling dedication, so it was all those that fresh inject that will pop directly to this, and sadly these Reapers and even these first 2 Hellions aren't going to get much done. I'm not sure if he'll wait for the next inject or if he will just go with this. I think going sooner than later is probably your best bet, though, because you do want to catch them before that wall is up.
Yeah.
Oh, that Reaper. Did you see it? I don't know. I think he just saw the tail end of maybe one of the Lings. It didn't look that suspicious. No bunker comes down. I don't think Spear knows what's coming.
Yeah. Looks like True's following this up with a fast Spire as well. He does catch it with the Hellions. This is actually kind of bad. The Hellions, one doesn't get surrounded. The one's going to die very soon. No, good control.
Yeah, for Spear, I thought he was actually going to be a little bit more trouble there. It looked like he had initially surrounded 3 of the Hellions, but hell, even just taking them out on this, not too bad, but sadly that was all the Lings, so he went back to droning. We're not going to have him run past the wall and catch Spear. I guess for True, this was kind of like an opener that it would absolutely punish someone who's playing greedy, but Spear's kind of playing standard, so it doesn't really take too much from it.
Yeah. would really punish someone who just left their Hellions on the other side of the map. You have the question, did he see it with that Reaper? Because he did have those Hellions somewhat in position. A little bit of luck, a little bit of knowledge, I don't know, but it's ended up being really nice for Spear. So true though, I mean, he's still going up to what is a normal build. It wasn't really an all-in. It was a little hiccup in the macro game, but still going for that fast Spire. Hasn't taken any of his own drone losses.
There is Cloak. That's gonna be a bit of a pain to deal with. Lair is done, but no Overseers quite yet, so... just gonna pull the drones. It's not a bad choice. I mean, the Banshee's so fast, it is going to catch them, but it's better than them just sitting there like fish in a barrel. So, going where the Overseer spawns, not a bad choice. 3 Queens are a lot of damage, and it looks like that Banshee should get shut down. We do have Lings darting across the map, and there are some Hellions coming back, but with a full wall off, this really shouldn't be too problematic. Realize this turns around. I mean, the Baneling nest is done. If he cleaned up the Hellions, I'm pretty positive he would have morphed a bunch of those into Banelings, but sadly, that's not the case.
Well, Banshees are on a timer. They might just sack themselves.
It wouldn't be too bad, in my opinion, but it's going to be hard. There's a lot of transfuse on these Queens. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, so there's like, I guess maybe they could focus by the one with the Hall of the Energy, but there's... Actually, there's not a fair transfuse. Still 1 health. She'll get away though. What? I hate Zerg regeneration sometimes. Seriously.
You could go around and snipe it, and I think he'd still live, but not gonna risk it. It's too bad though, because I mean they should die. Sometimes they do get protected by the Marines, and they actually help out with the main push, and that's cool too. But I think it's the meta player. They're not as bad as like Oracles being around your base, but they're still something you want to just kill right off the bat. Should be kind of free. Yeah,
well, he hasn't seen Aspire, so he might not have known. I mean, you kind of know in the back of your head general timings as a Terran player, what to look out for, what's safe. I mean, the easiest one to point out is like the 6-minute speed time. You know, everyone knows by then, bare minimum, there's metabolic boost done. So you might not know that the Spire's done and the noodles are on the way, but you kind of, it's like 11 minutes, it's that suspicious, like, okay, well, probably come sometime soon.
Yeah. He does scan the natural, but a really odd scan that doesn't check the back of the natural. Not the greatest scan I've ever seen. Does go ahead and just clean up these Banshees, and that's nice. I have to transfer all the workers back. Be good.
Yeah, there's been a lot of fancy stuff coming out of Spear, whether it's through the Banshees, the Hellions that were in the middle of the map, but like, they haven't... Not a lot of damage done in this game, unlike last game. You know, we saw in Deadwing a lot of really nice harass, picking up a lot of those drones and using terrain. Not really been the story of this game, and a couple of well-placed turrets will shy those Mutalisks away. They are far too small a number to catch them. Oh!
Okay.
Okay, yeah, that's always a little bit worrisome. You're like, well, your Lynx just died there. You know the Marines are around. Centrifugal Hooks is only just starting, so it will be pretty much impossible for True to take a fight off of creep. So defending this fourth could be quite difficult.
Yeah, and he really doesn't have great creep spread either on the left side. On the right side, as always, it's pretty good, but the left side really lacking, and that's where all the pressure will come, you know, onto the third or onto the fourth. Banelings are morphing, upgrades are on the way, but Spear's much farther ahead.
Well, the Mutas are starting to grow in number. Nah, I still don't think 10's enough to dive through turrets just yet, but there are no SCVs to repair, so some decent micro and some pullback, you might be able to knock one of them down.
It looks like he's going to have to cancel this fourth. Oh, thank you. That's it.
Does get the cancel, not killed. Drone, what? Okay, that was a bit awkward. I wasn't sure if it was a graphical bug. I'm like, is the drone really alive?
Yeah. These drops, they were scouted by the Lings, but then he saw them move back, so I don't know if he's going to be prepared for this. He's running over now.
He's got enough Banelings. I don't think this will be too problematic. Speed is so close to finishing too, so once the triple hooks is done, it'll be a lot easier to actually take this army. Okay, there we go. Picks up, but that boost only lasts for so long. Oh, gets the really heavy medevac.
That's going to be it. It's gonna be for the drop, but there's a drop or a run by. Okay, that's a drop. Banelings are there. Picks up the last second.
That really looked like he had lost the Marines to death, not to picking it up.
Absolutely.
Clutch. But he's still gonna probably lose them anyways, because here comes the Mutalisks. And good response times out of True to get on top of this as quick as he does.
I really would, you know, I think this is time for Spear to say, okay, I'm not gonna drop anymore. unless I really see an opportunity, because he's losing too much. He is getting that really big army up behind this, though, so it's not like he's like severely down in supply, only by like 15. The upgrades are still looking good, and he's getting that really crucial Thor and the good Widow Mine count. The Marauders soak up a lot of that damage. Like, his composition looks really good.
I feel like a Widow Mine count being good or not, though, is subjective, because sometimes they are just garbage, right? Like,
That's true.
You could have 100 Widow Mines, but if they don't go off on anything worthwhile, this turret is being repaired for freaking ever. It's killing a lot of Mutalisks, but ultimately they will win as the Glaive Orbs kill a lot of the SCVs. Now on top of production, on top of the command center, going to be a bit of a nuisance, but there's not really a big escape path for these, sadly, as Spear's waiting to intercept. Problem is, though, there's nothing to intercept if you don't chase it out of the base first. So this command center looks like it's going to go down. Okay, that's bad.
It didn't seem necessary.
I really thought he just maybe assumed his reinforcements would be enough to scare the Mutalisks and they'd run north, right? But now realizing that wasn't the case, he starts pushing. Here's that hallway of death we so commonly refer to as. This could be pretty bad for either player, but probably for Spear more so.
Yeah, this seemed to hurt the Terran player more. This drop does distract a good chunk of the army, but there's still enough Banelings on the left side that okay, he might get the cancel on the 4th or even the kill, but can he escape?
True's putting a lot of dedication for a medevac that has like nothing in it, but hey, classic True right now. Lose a base, build another, right? Oh my god, that Widow Mine shot. So yeah, he loses the 4th again, and that's fine, but he takes a new one on this side of the map. Looks like the purple swell maxed out army is going to just go for what is a potential base trade. And if that's the case, I think True wins this base trade, because Spear doesn't have 17 Widow Mines layered at home. He barely has a bunker. In fact, it's not even filled. So when it comes to trades, there's just so much more for True. He should technically be able to kill everything much faster.
Yeah. Well, it's always dangerous for the Terran to keep running on a creep, because it's a timer right now, and you have to run on creep, but you might be running headlong into Banelings while trying to macro back at home. Oh, there's not that many Banelings though, so this might be okay. Like, there's not a really big army back at home for True either. There's not burrowed Banelings. There's not 20 Banelings on top of that ramp.
Ace 1, Ace 2, boys. It is a base trade. Well, and girls, pardon me, but it is a base trade that is going down right now. And I think at the moment it's looking really good for True, but Spear can always float some buildings and maybe try and run.
Okay, so there now are 20 Banelings on top of that ramp. He was mindful enough to get the Lings up there and morph them all into Banelings. It's gonna be difficult for Spear to break that, but it's also might be difficult for True to break Spear's 4th. Maybe like turn that into a planetary, as dumb as that sounds.
Faced Overlords, they're soaking the Widow Mine shots very much on purpose, so the Widow Mines don't take out the Banelings. Really smart moves here out of True. Command center or the barracks is contaminated. That looks really weird.
Oh, well, True. I think True has this one. He's gonna break the 4th really easily, and even if he doesn't completely wipe up this army, it's still gonna be enough, I think.
The problem is his Widow Mines are recharged now. He doesn't quite have the easy path in with the Banelings that he did before.
It's true.
He's running around with the Banelings too because he can't use them on the Marauders, of course. Oh, that drone's
are pretty good.
Yeah, they are. Gonna dart back home with what he has. He does have this hatchery still up. He could build a little bit more.
He's gonna kill all the buildings. There's not even a reason to take on the army.
Maybe. The barracks is flooded with nothing attacking it, though, so he actually does have to take on the army. I think this, True, does he realize that's the case, though? I mean, it is the last building.
But matter. He's gonna lose out. Either way.
Alright, now the queue for the Banelings to go. I think True's got this, yeah. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Good game, good series. What an ending to it. GG. Congratulations to True. He'll take the series 2-1.